Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Retro Warriors episode 524. Woo! As always, I'm your host, Justin Baker, and as always, I'm joined by viable human Chris Saturn.
Hi, Justin.
Oh my god,
Oh my God.
Oh god!
Oh, what are you breaking?
I'm sorry, I dropped things.
Why? Why would you do that to me?
That made a terrible noise, didn't it?
My freaking ears!
I'm playing with a magnet, and I dropped it on my,
Alright.
I dropped it and it landed on my recording board.
Okay.
And then I think gave me feedback on my mic because it touched my mic cable. Maybe I shouldn't play with magnets while we're doing the show. Do I sound normal now?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Is it good? Is it good?
Yeah, I get your quality doesn't change at all.
Awesome.
You're slightly more panicked sounding, but
is-
that's normal.
I did drop a magnet on my recording as I was recording it. So maybe I'm going to not play with magnets. Andrew bought me these magnet desk toys, and I think really
Yeah.
they're dangerous. I'm going to switch to something less dangerous.
My-
Hi, Saturn. Hi.
My last job gave us these little desktop magnet little, I don't know what the fuck they're supposed to be, but they're these little magnet sculptures that are made out of these little people that are also paper clips, and you can put them all together to make one big people because it's supposed to be like, together we are stronger, we are the strongest person
Right.
when we all work together,
Yeah.
and all this corporate bullshit. And every time that I try to do anything with it, it immediately collapses, which just taught me the message that if anybody tries to rock the boat, our entire organization will
fall
collapse.
apart. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
not wrong, realistically.
Right.
Yeah. My week. So I was in the chat talking about how I should probably find some way to back up my 16 terabyte backup drive that I use as my network storage, and one day I'll
Right.
get around to putting it in a RAID array and doing it all right. But for
Yeah.
right now, it's just a USB drive hooked up to a Raspberry Pi, and that works great. And I'm not very worried about data loss.
Yeah. So that one day is now.
And so someone, Luke in the chat, was like, hey man, you should probably have backups for your shit. And I was like, no, I'm not too worried. It's mostly just pirated shit and stuff, and it's fine. And then I was laying in
legally
bed.
obtained shit.
I was laying in bed that night, and I was like, yeah, I really should fucking get around to having some redundancy in my stuff. So I bought a NAS, a network attached storage.
Yeah.
I picked up one of the newer Ugreen models,
Okay.
which is kind of they're sort of like an Anker Lite. They've been doing like tech stuff, and
Yeah.
I've had a few like their chargers and things. They do really good
Yeah,
stuff at
they
good
make
prices,
chargers.
and
yeah.
this is kind of, they're like the new NOS on the block sort of thing.
Mhm.
It's not as mature as like Synology or whatever, but it's also
Right.
cheaper and was readily available on Amazon at a decent
Yeah.
discount. So, so I picked that up. I got two 16 terabyte Seagate Iron Wolf drives in it, and I set them up in a RAID 1 configuration. And then I got to, so here's the thing. I've never had a network attached storage. I didn't know anything about them. I just assumed it was like basically a hard drive interface with an Ethernet port on it.
Yeah.
No, it's a full Debian machine.
Yeah.
And I guess in
To run
retrospect,
its NAS software.
it fucking makes sense, when I think
Right.
about it for 2 seconds, but I just didn't know anything about them. I'd never owned one. I just
Yeah.
always had hard drives hooked up to Linux boxes, which is kind
Right.
of the same
Basically
thing.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Just, DIY.
But they've got their proprietary Ugreen OS that's Debian on the back end. You can SSH in and do whatever Debian shit you want,
Right.
but then they have this nice front end on it.
Yeah.
Very easy to set up. Very easy to set up the RAID configuration. I got all my files copied. I put in a couple NVMEs I had lying around. It's got a section in the sidewall where you can pop a couple of those in. So I have one in just as a 0.5 terabyte of regular storage for when I want to, quickly offset files on the network and then put them somewhere else without having to wait on
Right.
a hard drive. And then it let
Yeah.
me set up a 256 gig NVMe as like a cache for the hard drives.
Yeah.
And so I set that up too. And it was super easy and nice and slick. It works great. And then I realized it's Debian, and it also has Docker pre-installed.
Yep.
And so I'm sitting here, and my previous network configuration was a Raspberry Pi running my file server. And then downstairs, my desktop hooked up to my TV was running Plex that read the media off of the USB 3 hard drive connected to that Raspberry Pi over the network. And then that server also ran my Qubit torrent and my Jacket and my Sonar and my Radar servers.
So you had plenty of resources left over.
Kind of all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
And it occurred to me, I'm like, oh my God, I can just dump all of
Do
my
all of it
servers
right off of here.
into this one box and run them in Docker
Yeah.
containers, so nothing's going to fuck up. And if it does, it doesn't break everything.
Right.
I've always had bad luck with Docker. For whatever reason, the kind of stripped down version of Docker they have on this Ugreen OS, super easy, worked great. I had to do a little bit of Docker learning, but it's just kind of been running now for several days uninterrupted.
Nice.
And it's really nice. I got it all hooked up to my UPS, and everything's just kind of chugging right along. The Ugreen software has a cloud component so that I can access my files from outside my network without having a VPN into my network, which is nice. It's just been really good. I think it was I clocked it at about 16 hours of work to get it all set up, get all the service configured, get everything copied over, get everything running, which in the realm of file server transitions is pretty, pretty snappy, I feel.
Yeah, pretty solid. Yeah.
Usually that's shit where you're like, all right, I got to spend 3 fucking days figuring out what is and isn't working now. So I'm
Right.
very impressed with it. I feel kind of dumb for not having done it sooner. And it's just been really nice. My only concern is that Ugreen is, again, kind of new to the NOS space. There's not a lot of
True.
like third-party security audits that have been done on these things and their software and stuff. It's just not as mature as Synology.
Right.
But I do also think that it limits me just enough that I'm like, I'll just stick to running my Sonar and
Basic
Radar
stuff,
and
yeah.
QBTOR, and I'm not going to cram all my network servers into this thing. I think it would be a bad
Right.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm already kind of eyeing a RAM upgrade for it because it has 8 gigs of RAM, which has been enough, but I'd like it to have more.
It's fair.
But I've been greatly enjoying the ease with which I set it up. The app is really nice and slick, and more importantly, my wife can use it successfully.
Nice.
And so we're now trying to detransition from cloud services and stuff and get things off of there. My favorite feature is that I was able to add my cloud drives to it.
Mhm.
And so I can copy directly. I can open, when I open the Ugreen software,
Yeah.
it's just, I'm file browsing on the Ugreen, but any operations I do are on that machine, and it just queues them up and does them on that. So because previously I did everything over Samba in Windows file sharing.
Right.
So if I needed to move files on my server, I would move them in Samba, which would be my client side moving the files
Yeah.
from one space to another. And I know I'm already in the weeds and people are already like, this is the most boring thing I've ever heard. But it's very exciting to have it all local to the machine for me.
Oh yeah.
But my wife can use the software successfully because
Nice.
she doesn't have to navigate like weird Samba shares and stuff. And so,
Have you looked into Nextcloud yet?
I have not.
So it's I believe it's open source. If not, it's at least local and free. But it's a cloud software effectively, so that you can create your own cloud services with your own cloud apps. Basically ends up working just like Google Drive, where it has its own built-in file editors and image editors, and it's got mobile apps and everything, and it's very, very straightforward. I'm in the process of trying to set it up on my server. It has its app is on F-Droid, and they proudly advertise that,
Yeah.
which tells me that that's a service that I can trust.
Yeah, mine has the same features, but it's all their proprietary stuff. And the question is,
Right.
how much do I trust it? And the answer is moderately.
Enough.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's a whole thing where it is a kind of a new upstart. They did kickstart this
Right.
hardware. It is a Chinese company. There's stuff
Sure.
to think about, but also like at the individual consumer level, I'm not incredibly worried about it.
Right. Yeah.
I'd say my stuff on this thing is probably more secure than 90% of people's stuff anywhere,
Oh, yeah,
apparently including
definitely.
most corporations.
And it's all stored locally, which means that even if, you decide you're not happy with it, you pop those drives out, put them in something else, and you can get to your data.
Right. Or, yeah, I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
I've had a really good time with it. I've been really enjoying it. I'm
That's good.
already kind of almost regretting that I didn't spend twice as much money for the 4-drive model just to cram more shit in it, because
Right.
creating storage pools on it, because I've all my information on RAID is old. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, if you're going to do RAID drives, they got to be identical drives. They got to be identical sizes. This thing's like, nah, man, we'll just make fucking storage pools. You can just pool
Yeah.
drives and just lump the shit in there. We don't care.
Yep.
And this is all new and exciting information for me. So I
Yep.
can just start slapping drives into stuff. and it's exciting.
I do all that through Proxmox, and it also sets all that up easily. It's very nice.
I have my old 16 terabyte drive hooked up to it through USB 3 that I'm just going to use for additional store. I don't even know what to put on it.
Just a backup or something.
Yeah, it's not redundant. I could back. Right now I'm in the phase where I've copied all my files over, but I'm giving it like a month to be like, did everything really copy? Am I going to miss something?
Did it actually work?
Yeah. And really, I can look at the files and verify. I can run the tests to see that it is there, but I'm also like, maybe
but there's always that
not.
fear of, what if it fails within the next couple of weeks or whatever.
So I'm still in that nervous where my drive's hooked up, but it's my Raspberry Pi has now been downgraded to just a Pi hole, which makes it kind of overkill because it's a Pi 5 with 8 gigs of RAM. So I'm trying to figure out what else I could cram into that thing now.
Yeah. Another Pi hole.
Other weird tech I bought a Tascam DP006.
This I don't know. What is this?
This is a multi-track recording device. So I've been doing the music thing, and I've been learning the computer side of music production, but I've also been really enjoying the non-computer side because I do everything on the computer. It's nice to just play my instruments and enjoy them on my own terms without being hooked into software. The problem is when I'm playing instruments, I'm only the one human, and I can only play one instrument at a time, and my instrument can only make one sound at a time. And so if I want to, for example, play the bass line for a song and then also play the lead melody for a song, but I'm using the same instrument making different noises, I can't do those at the same time. So this is normally where you would use multi-track recording software on a computer like we record with and stuff, and edit in and Ableton and Audacity and all that shit. But this thing basically lets me do it on an independent recording device, and I can mix and record and master all my songs directly on this and then just spit out a WAV file that I can then dump onto something, which is really cool. It's been really fun. For people that know recording stuff, it's kind of like a digital version of a 4-track cassette tape recorder, which a lot of people used to use back when cassette tapes were a thing.
Right.
And it's just a cool workflow. I like recording devices. Obviously, we've been recording a podcast for a decade, so I have some amount of affinity for them. And I just don't love audio in computers for whatever reason. Computers don't like audio. I don't know what the fucking problem is with computers. They have a problem with audio. It's always been my experience that computers do not like multi-track audio. They dislike it immensely.
Audio is a new thing for computers. They haven't figured it out yet.
It's so frustrating. And so it's another thing I picked up. It's an older device. I bought it used, but it's really cool. I'm having a good time. Just recording music. I recorded a track today that was like piano, and then I had my synth in 2 different layers, and then a guitar, and I could mix it all down together. And it's neat. It's fun thing.
Nice.
Also picked up Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition, which just came out. I got it on GOG. It's like $30.
Yeah, they keep advertising it to me.
Yeah, and it's Neverwinter Nights 2, but it runs, which is immediately an enhancement. For people that never played Neverwinter Nights 2, it's a little jank. It's kind of in that weird in-between space of like not quite modern enough to feel very modern, but not quite old enough to have the quaint charm of like the older Baldur's Gate games and stuff.
Sure.
So there's just kind of some jank that's built into it that hasn't been fully enhanced out, and I think would kind of make it a different experience to fully enhance out. But I've been playing and enjoying it. Neverwinter Nights 2 is famously, at least in my experience, really difficult to get running on modern PCs in a way that is satisfactory, so it's really nice to have this release. And it's really nice to have it out of the gate, DRM-free, ownable on GOG. So I've been goofing off with that. I recently played in a D&D campaign, and I played a character named Kandar. And then when I took over the Game Master spot, I then immediately killed my old character in the game as a dramatic moment for all my players. And so I killed Kandar. He was killed by the Bone Collector. And then I've now resurrected Kandar in Neverwinter Nights 2, where he will live on in my heart.
Well, are his bones still collected?
His bones were not collected, actually. No, the Bone Collector had to then flee. I believe he killed him with a bone.
I see.
So really uncollected a bone in that scenario.
Oh.
But presumably gained more bones later.
Right.
What have you been doing, Saturn?
So I renewed my subscription to FF14 just to
no!
catch up on the story and
You
shit.
fell back off the wagon. Or
Well,
or you're
I
back
wanted
on the
to-
wagon? Do you want to be on the wagon, or is that the bad thing?
I think
You're
you
off.
want to not be on the wagon.
All right, so you're back on the wagon.
Yeah, I just wanted to catch up on the story and
Sure.
and do some gathering and shit, which I did. And then I realized that gathering was kind of boring, and so I was
What?
looking it up and discovered that somebody had made a plugin that would just do your gathering for you.
Is that within the terms of service?
I don't think so. So I tried it and it does work, but immediately I was like, oh, what if they ban me for this? Because
You
this
could
could be
totally.
against the
That's
terms.
botting.
Right. So I decided I didn't want to do that. So I was just manually gathering because I felt too guilty and scared to do it automatically. And so I was at work just gathering shit while I was waiting for another ticket or whatever to come in. And so just had my little dude sitting there chopping at trees and stuff. And while I was doing that, I had a video playing. I was just watching something on YouTube. I was watching some analog horror series on YouTube. And it got to a really creepy point in the analog horror series, and there's just like this creepy like tapping noise. I'm like, oh, what's the tapping gonna do? And then the show ended, and I was like, I never got around to what the tapping was. And I realized it was my dude chopping trees in Final Fantasy the whole time. And so I made the story much more interesting.
Psychologically horrored your own damn self.
Yeah. I was ready for whatever plot twist was going to be coming up with this tapping, but no, it was all my end. It had nothing to do with the horror series.
Wonderful.
So I was immediately disappointed that I had accidentally made the series better for myself just by playing a game in the background. And it ruined my whole experience of enjoying all this this shitty, cheesy B brand horror.
Oh no.
So, yeah, it's
There you
immediately
go.
let down.
Back on the 14. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how does the newest 14 content rate?
That's fine.
It's like a 6.
I feel
A
I feel
6
like,
fine.
I'd say it's like a 7-ish.
All right.
I'd say the 2 expansions ago was better. This one's okay. But you know, it's got some interesting stuff going for it. I mostly am not engaging with a lot of the newer stuff just because I don't want to get that into it.
Yeah.
But I'm having fun with what little I'm doing. I'll probably not renew at the end of this month. But it gave me something to do while I'm at work.
There you go.
While there's downtime, we're about to pick up and have some more stuff to do soon, and then I won't do that.
Yeah.
But
let's do the news.
okay.
First up, Playdead's Limbo and Inside have been delisted on GOG shortly before their next title is being published by Epic exclusively for EGS because fuck
Probably
games,
not
I
related,
guess.
right?
I don't
There's
see
no
how they
way.
could possibly be related. I
Yeah,
don't know.
can't
What
possibly
does-
be
what does that
related, no.
mean?
Certainly not.
I give it a month
Epic
before-
certainly wouldn't do that.
I give it a month before Epic has a bundle that says it's the exclusive Limbo and Inside versions, the only way to get them.
Yeah.
Because it would
Yeah,
be
I'm,
be true.
Yeah, and it feels like Epic just keeps doing that over and over and over again, where
Yeah.
they keep buying up exclusive rights to stuff, and I'm personally just tired of
At
it.
this point, it feels like we've all agreed as a gaming culture that Epic has lost. You're not going to replace Steam. No one's moving from Steam to you, and so it just feels like pettiness.
Yeah.
Like you're not actually providing better services or doing anything interesting. You're just like here, just
Making things worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Someone released a cheap emulated cash grab of Sony Computer Entertainment's Wipeout for Xbox consoles. It was literally just the PS1 version of the game, I believe.
Yeah. It was just
running
running
on
through an
Xbox.
emulation layer. Yeah.
It remained on the store for several weeks before Digital Foundry did a breakdown showing that it was literally just emulation with texture
Right.
mods.
Yeah.
And then Microsoft removed it from the store because
Yeah.
that must have pinged
'Cause it got caught.
their corporate co-pilot that does that
Right.
shit and made them take it the fuck down. It's embarrassing. It like I know
kinda
that
funny.
It's funny, but it's just so old hat that these digital marketplaces are poorly maintained slop
Yep.
houses. And it frustrates me. I'm like, whatever
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
happened to curation? You know,
Right.
Whatever happened to that?
Yeah.
It used to be a legitimate skill and a valuable thing to have well curated stuff. We used to enjoy this as a society, and now we're like, nah,
Yeah.
man, just shovel all the slop right into me. I'm ready for it. Give me the slop.
on the one hand, it was nice that smaller production studios finally got a chance to have their stuff published out there where, they could share it with the world. On the other hand, maybe there still needs to be some curation. Maybe just a little. We need to not make sure that it's just cheap, copyright fringe, borderline illegal nonsense,
junk, yeah,
and porn and softcore porn.
The U.S. FBI has taken down multiple game piracy websites because fuck preservation. Just take it down. Like, I get it. It's illegal. They're sharing the wares, but man, it would be nice if we had any alternative between not owning anything or breaking the law. And sometimes it feels like those are your only options. It's we either enter into a rent-based economy at all levels, or you are a criminal. Those are your only choices.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
That's
frustrating.
The Sims' latest patch has caused a pregnancy epidemic in which characters are becoming pregnant, including male characters. So it's an issue. Even if they've never had woohoo, which for people that don't know Sims, woohoo is how you become with child. You must perform woohoo, and then you do baby. And it comes out.
I know this is only tangentially related, but back in the 70s when the Newlywed Game was on the air, and also in the late 60s, I guess, they were not allowed to say sex or make love on the show. That was against FCC standards for daytime television. So Bob Eubanks would always refer to it as making whoopee. And I feel we need to bring that phrase back.
I'll take it.
I feel like making whoopee is the correct way to refer to it.
iFixit has referred to the Switch 2 Pro controller as, quote, a piss poor excuse for a controller.
It's comfortable. It feels good in the hands.
Don't ever need to fix anything on it, but
right. Actually, even mine out of the box, part of the casing is flapped up slightly, and it drives me insane while I'm using it.
My brother
I looked up the iFixit video to see if I could fix it, and that particular flap is held on by glue.
My brother's had it was like a sticking shoulder button or a squeaky something was wrong with one of his shoulder buttons. Like it didn't click right or something right out of the box too.
Fortunately, all my buttons and sticks work fine.
Sure, yeah.
But
I've seen a lot of iFixit teardowns. I've never seen them be quite so vicious
hostile?
As a piss poor excuse for a controller.
Yeah, they seemed particularly upset about this one, probably because it's $90.
Yeah, if it was a $30 controller, all right, man, fucking slap it out there. But when 8BitDo is putting you to shame in feature set and price, come on.
Yeah, half the price. Yeah.
Fans have purchased the rights to the Commodore name and IP and are releasing a new Commodore 64 console for $300 that's fully compatible with original accessories, but can also load games from a USB drive.
Yeah.
All models are built around an FPGA core with a mechanical keyboard and a spiral-bound manual, including instructions on how to program in Commodore Basic. And for an additional
just like the original did.
$50, you get a clear model, which is the superior model, obviously, with clear mechanical keys and LED lights because they make them go faster. We all know this is science.
Yeah.
And for an additional $200, you get a translucent gold case with matching keys. This is tough.
Now, I am not a mechanical keyboard aficionado, nor am I a Clear Electronics fan, but they claim this is the first ever clear mechanical keyboard where you can see right through the keys to the PCB underneath.
I could see that because usually they've got the switch tops are opaquely colored. Interesting.
I am excited by this.
This is a struggle for me because I don't give a shit about the Commodore 64, but I love Clear Electronics. I love old computers, and I love mechanical keyboards. So I could see myself making the mistake of purchasing one of these.
I keep staring at it. Now, if you want me to help dissuade you from buying it, it is still in its crowdfunding stage.
Right, but one day it'll be available, and then I can spend the money.
Yeah, presumably. I am excited about the idea of this because I do have a lot of fond memories of my C64.
Sure.
And the fact that I can plug in my disk drive and my tape drive and play original authentic games on it, that's really exciting. And the fact that I could just play them off a USB drive instead,
Yeah.
that sounds even more exciting. I'm hoping it lets me back up my games. That would make it an instant purchase for me.
Yeah.
But it is really weird to see the Commodore Basic interface with its iconic blue screen and Commodore font talking about Wi-Fi settings and USB. That feels so backwards and weird to me. But I am intrigued by it, and if it does continue to if they're able to do what they claim they're going to do, yeah, I might have to cave in and buy the standard model. I'm not going to spend extra for clear bullshit. I want the standard model with the spiral bound manual, just like my original. Has.
They're doing it on Indiegogo, and I was going to see if they had. So right, the crowdfunding hasn't even started. It's currently under review at Indiegogo, so they're going to verify that this is a real project and stuff. So it was early days.
You can already purchase it through their website, which is part of their crowdfunding.
Yeah. But still early days. But
what do you think of the ugly gold one?
I love it. It's like
oh god, it's so
piss
ugly.
Colored.
Yeah, it looks like somebody pissed on clear electronics.
And I love that piss colored Dreamcast yellow.
So
I was looking at modding my Dreamcast and I was gonna buy the piss yellow shell for it. I was like, hell yeah, piss yellow shell. I'll fucking take it.
Ugh.
God, they're also selling retro style monitors with it. Like they're really going all out.
Oh yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah, and also they're selling little adapters to, and also this one, in addition to having HDMI out, will still connect using the original cable from the C64 if you want to just plug it in RF to your TV.
Yeah.
And they're selling a S-Video adapter that'll work even on the original Commodore 64 to plug S-Video into your TV, which that's neat.
And it looks like this is all very confusing. Looks like there's an old Kickstarter campaign from 2023. Oh, this might be a different project. I don't know.
Yeah, might be.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Anyway, we have to move on. This one's very exciting for me. Crocs and Nintendo have teamed up to release Animal Crossing themed Crocs. My wife has already marked the day on her calendar so we can buy a matching family set of Animal Crossing Crocs with appropriate Croc charms because they're selling a Croc charm pack with it. For people that don't know what Croc charms are, you know how Crocs have little holes in them. They're little rubber like charms that you can jam down in the holes, and then you can have little characters on your shoes.
I see.
That's
a thing you want.
Like, don't get me wrong. I fully admit that Crocs are the stupidest shoe ever made by human beings.
They have their purpose.
But I still wear them a lot because out here, it's just stickers and gravel and dirt out where I live.
If I had to go into the outdoors without socks and I had to put something on, I would put Crocs on before I'd put on shoes without socks.
They're my go-to I'm going outside shoe because if I go out in something open-toed, I'm liable to get stickers and dirt and it's just gross. And they're just enough of a shoe.
And for people who don't live in the Texas area, stickers are these little tiny burrs that will stick into your skin. It's not like somebody put a bunch of Lisa Frank stickers outside of Justin's house.
No, God, I wish.
And he's worried about running into them.
Anyway, I'm very excited about this. We're hoping to get some pre-orders in, and it's gonna be so good. We're gonna have a family of matching Animal Crossing Crocs. Our lives will be complete.
Yeah, that's all you needed.
Asus /Xbox ROG Ally and Ally X prices have leaked in Europe. They show 599 euros and 899 euros respectively, which is ballpark for handheld computers. Yeah, that's kind of where you expect it to be.
Right. Based on their stats.
Nintendo has changed the rules for publishing eShop games in Asia in an attempt to mitigate the flood of low-effort trash games. You know, the best way to mitigate the flood is to have curation, some type of vetting process where a human being looks at the shit being submitted and goes, this is obviously fucking trash, right?
And you know, when they're done, they could even put a little sticker on it and call it the seal of quality.
Then we would know that it passed the seal of quality. Square Enix confirms that they won't offer any upgrade path for the Switch 1 version of Dragon Quest 1.2 HD 2D.
Yeah, that's upsetting.
Which is
like that.
Annoying. I can't imagine it's going to be that different other than maybe different load times and maybe 60 FPS versus 30, but
And
Still
they're
annoying.
only doing keycard on the Switch 2 version. So your choice is
well, then
either
why would I fucking
keycard
buy the Switch 2 version? I
or
don't own
Switch
the
1
game.
version.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'll buy the one that's the game. You
Yeah.
can keep your online activation key, and I'll buy the video game.
I
That's
don't
fine.
want to tangent us and distract us again, but I went to the Commodore 64 website to look at these systems,
Yeah,
and it's $300 for the base one, which is the only one that I'd be interested in.
yeah.
But then it has a little flag at the bottom that says "Buy 2 get 10% off." For people who just want to get
Look,
a
if you want to
dozen
buy a piss
Commodore
one
64s.
and I get 10% off and I'll buy it, we might do this. We might go in on a couple Commodore 64s in 2025. This might be a reality for us.
Yeah, so the piss one is $500.
Just because it's piss color, does it have anything else cool
Yeah.
in it?
It comes with a gold plaque
All right.
with a serial number,
I'm into that. Yeah.
and it comes with a little gold charm.
Okay. I want it to
That's
be
it.
real pissy colored. None of this, you know what I mean? Like
I
every
can't
picture
tell if its piss keys are translucent like the regular translucent models keys are.
Oh yeah.
They might be. Yeah, I think they are. Okay, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Valve has introduced a new rule for games listed on Steam stating that they must comply with rules and standards set forth by payment processors, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Many low-effort porn games were immediately delisted, which also kind of makes sense.
The payment processors, specifically Visa and MasterCard, who are the only payment processors in the fucking world, and they
Yeah.
rule everything right
Yeah.
now, they have made these rules for websites before. They don't want people to be using their money to purchase certain adult content because it frequently leads to reverse transactions.
Mhm.
Because people buy porn and then they get nervous or
Right.
whatever about it after they finish and their head clears out.
After
They're
they-
like, "Oh, I shouldn't have spent money
it's
on
called
that."
post
and then they
nut
want a
clarity,
refund.
Saturn. I think
Yes,
that's the phrase.
And so they put in these rules. Now, on the one hand, I don't like that Visa and MasterCard can control the world's
No,
financial
Neither
systems.
do I.
On the other hand, I do want less low effort porn on Steam.
Also true.
And looking through the list of games that were delisted day one, I don't think we're missing anything. A lot of those names were things I don't want to repeat on the show because they're really gross.
For people that have never looked into the world of low effort porn games, I think it's hard to understand how low effort we're talking. And also how not even offensive in like this is naked people kind of offensive, but like
Right.
some of it is like some of this seems not okay.
Yeah, I think the first batch of things that were released that were delisted were all incest themed,
Yeah.
which gross.
Uh-huh.
That's gross.
Yeah. It's a complicated situation.
Yeah.
Nintendo revealed the actors for Link and Zelda in the upcoming movie. I didn't even look. It didn't seem.
There are no names.
Which let me say this. I love that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah,
I want
prefer that.
let's get more new no-name actors nobody's ever heard of. So there's
Right.
no preconceived notions, and I'm not having to not hear Chris Pratt's voice when I hear Mario speak. Like, I'm not saying he did a terrible job. He did a fine job,
Yeah.
but I can't not hear Chris Pratt. It's weird.
I did see somebody put a picture of this new kid who's playing Link. I've already forgotten his name.
Yeah.
And they put it next to the Link from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show cartoon of Zelda, and he kind of looks like him if you squint.
Great.
And so immediately everybody was like, "Oh, excuse me, princess."
Oh, they gotta have it in the movie. Please have it.
Oh,
in
I
the
hope
movie.
so. Please have that in the movie.
Microsoft will publish a physical release of Oblivion Remastered. I've been waiting for this exclusively
Yes.
on PS5.
Sure.
I mean, fuck it.
whatever.
If that's where I got to get it, I'm fine. Let's finally get to play the game. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And finally, an Italian YouTuber is facing possible jail time for reviewing retro emulation handhelds. I believe his house was raided, and they recovered a bunch of retro emulation handhelds. I didn't read much into this, but I think it has something to do with them being piracy devices and Italian law being
It's a little more strict on that.
a little
than
stricter
lot of
about
other
that,
countries.
and it not being okay that he
Yeah.
has piracy related devices in his home.
Yes.
So that's
It's
hopefully-
again frustrating that our only options are potential jail time
Yeah.
or not being able to play all of these games.
be
that
a
aren't even
criminal
available
or
for sale
rent
anymore.
everything you own. These are your only
Yeah.
choices. Yeah, it's frustrating.
It's bullshit.
Speaking of frustrating, that brings
Yeah.
us to our topic at hand. Speaking of things
Well,
that turn into
fortunately-
frustrating financial situations later on down the road,
Yeah, fortunately, we don't get to the frustrating part till the very end of the episode, so it's fine.
which is Plants vs. Zombies.
Yay!
Synopsis,
game.
Saturn wrote, insert crazy Dave noises here.
Oh,
He does make those weird gurgling noises, doesn't
he does make those noises frequently.
We did do a PopCap episode, and we did reserve the right on. I don't know why I feel like we have to reserve the right. It's our fucking show, but we did
do,
reserve the
yeah.
right on the show to do proper Peggle and Plants vs. Zombie episodes if we ever felt the urge. And while I was on vacation, I fired up a new Plants vs. Zombies campaign.
Nice.
And actually played all the way through and finished it. I've never finished the game before.
Oh, it's so good.
But I did finish it for this episode. I'm excited for it. And yeah.
Wait,
so
you
here
never
we are.
finished it before?
I had never finished the campaign. No, to be fair,
So you never got to see the little song at the end?
No, I had no
Oh, so
idea.
good.
I think I might have seen it on YouTube, but no, I'd never. If I did, I don't remember
Such a
it.
catchy little song too.
Let's talk release info. This is developed and published by PopCap. This is pre-EA PopCap.
Right.
Some ports of the game were published by other companies. It was released on Windows, Mac, on May 9th, 2009, which is, I was 20 years old.
I was in my late 20s. I was working at Staples at the time.
It was later ported to iOS, Xbox 360, Nintendo DS, PS3, DSi, Android, Kindle, Windows Phone, Nook, PlayStation Vita, and the Blackberries. So it's been around.
Yeah, this is one of the first times we've mentioned BlackBerry ports
It
of
does
games
not
before.
come up a lot, but here we
No.
are. Man, I fucking loved my BlackBerry Curve. Oh man, that might have been my favorite phone that I've ever owned was my BlackBerry Curve. That was a good ass phone.
I never had any kind of smart device until I had my first Android phone. so I
BlackBerry
can't
had this
speak to any of that.
amazing built-in software that it took all of your messages, your instant messages, your emails, your SMS messages, everything, and put them all into one big feed, and you could just look through every message you ever got chronologically, which today, in 2025, sounds
normal.
fucking it sounds insane, right? I don't want to see all this information in one place. I get 80,000 messages a day.
Oh,
But,
I don't.
But
no.
back then, it was like, like I wouldn't want to see all my Discord and all my Signal messages and all my SMS and all my emails in one place. That would be a gargantuan amount of information. But back then, it was like you only got 20, 30, 40 messages a day, so you'd want them all in one
Right.
big chronological list, and you could go through it.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
I had an app on a Samsung phone. It was just a little flip phone. It wasn't a smartphone,
Yeah.
but it would collapse all of my SMS messages and my AIM and ICQ messages into
Oh,
one big chat app.
Yeah. That's nice.
And
It's kinda the same
and
thing,
if so,
yeah.
and if I had somebody who had both a phone number and an ICQ number saved in my phone, then it would collate their messages together. So when I clicked on that person, I would see all the messages I've had with them on any platform.
Oh.
And that was super handy.
I miss, for people that don't remember, there was a big push in the aughts to consolidate messages into single zones. It's kind of unheard of now. Everything has to be siloed off from one another. But
Yeah.
back in the day, it was like, no, we're going to all your messages will be in one spot from all these services.
Well, Facebook tried to do it again, less than 10 years ago when they tried to add SMS support into the Facebook Messenger
They did.
app.
I forgot about that. Yeah, because I was like, no, I'm not giving Facebook anything more. Why would I
Nope.
fucking do that?
Right? I don't even want you to have my Facebook account.
God, BlackBerry is so good. We tangent. We got rid of our
All right.
Blackberries because my wife almost got killed because of hers.
Oh.
Because the Blackberries ran on Java. People that don't remember,
Yeah.
you booted a BlackBerry,
Right.
you had to wait for a 45-second Java boot screen, and the idea that your phone had this lengthy loading time was insane at the time.
Yeah.
But she had a road rage incident where some guy was trying to run her off the road, and she dialed 911 on her BlackBerry, and at that moment, it did a software update and rebooted.
Oh, no.
And so they're like, 911, what's your emergency? And then her BlackBerry reboots. And it was like a minute-long reboot sequence, and she's actively getting run off the road by some fucking psycho in a big jacked-up truck.
God.
And yeah, it was terrible. Eventually, he just drove off, and it didn't escalate further. But yeah, she's like, I almost died because my BlackBerry takes too long to boot up. Let's get new phones.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
that's when
it's
that
terrifying.
happened. Those scary
Right.
times. First encounters.
Yes.
Plants vs Zombies. I
Uh-huh.
played this at release.
Yep.
I don't remember. Did it come packaged with Peggle? Was there a Peggle Plants vs
No.
Zombies package? Was it a separate release?
Yeah, they were separate releases.
I must.
I mean,
just,
they may have eventually bundled it at some point. but-
in my head, they're just so tied together. But I
Yeah.
played it pretty close to when it came out, and greatly enjoyed it, and really only ever did the campaign. I would play the campaign basically through the night levels, and then get kind of annoyed with it or bored, and then go on, and then eventually
How
come
dare
back
you.
and start a new campaign, and then
How could you.
just it's just a fun. I just treat it like a fun puzzly game that I could play
Huh.
from time to time, and I've
You
always
never bothered to actually finish it.
never
You never
bothered
got
to
the
finish
good
it,
plants.
no.
You never got to the ice melons.
I hate those.
How
We're gonna
dare
talk
you.
strategy because I'm curious what
Mhm.
your loadout is, because I'm the most boring,
All pea
efficiency-minded,
shooters. Yeah.
grind you out. Like I think I only lost. This is why I know we're jumping ahead. I would always get
Mhm.
bored with the game because I would do like I would have this plan. I'd be like, all right, I know I can win with this. It's a really
Mhm.
boring loadout, and it's
Yeah.
always the same. And as long as I click fast enough, I can out efficiency any backline damage that's done to
Right.
me.
Yeah.
And so I can just keep doing the same stupid, boring loadout, and it works, and it takes you through the whole campaign. And so
Yeah.
I didn't get fun and inventive enough with it, I think.
How dare you.
But yeah, I played it and enjoyed
now-
it at releases. It was a good time.
Now, I was introduced to Chuzzle from a girl that I almost dated,
Mhm.
and then she moved away.
Oh, no.
But she had introduced me to Chuzzle, and then later I was dating someone, and I was introducing her to Chuzzle. And when we went to the website to see if we could just buy it instead of just playing the Flash version over and over, we found Peggle, and then we got addicted to Peggle, and we played so much Peggle.
Mhm.
And then we went to the website to re-download our copy of Peggle that we had purchased through PopCap's website, and also Bookworm Adventures, which was fantastic. And while we were there, we saw that Plants vs. Zombies either had just come out or was about to come out, and you could play the online demo on their website.
Mhm.
And we were like, well, let's see what this is. And we both got super addicted to it. And so we bought that as soon as it was available.
Mhm.
And then later I got her a DS, and it was right around the time that Plants vs. Zombies came out on DS. So we bought that for her, and that was all she did for like the entire summer, was just play Plants vs. Zombies on our DS and barely talk to anyone. And yeah, I love that game. I played through
yeah.
it many, many times on pretty much every console I could get it on, as well as originally on PC.
I have only ever played the PC version, never even bothered with another version. I'm just always.
I've got the Xbox version, which you can still play on modern Xboxes. It's
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
It
you know
is a
what? I
good
think I
port.
have played that one. I've got
Yeah.
it on Xbox too. I take that back. I've played that port. Yeah.
That's a good one. I've played the mobile port when it first came out. Because I remember it came out on iOS first, and I was very upset. And then it came out and was Amazon App Store exclusive, so I had to make an account for Amazon App Store to buy
Gross.
Plants vs. Zombies on my Android phone.
Yeah.
But that was a good one.
Step us through the development of PVZ, if you would, please.
So, prior to joining PopCap, the designer of the game, who was George Fan, he had worked at Blizzard as a freelancer. And while he was working there, he had developed Insane Aquarium in his spare time, in his free time.
Which, side note, Insane Aquarium is still available on Steam and still fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it was also a PopCap
super
game.
fun game.
And he had pitched it to Blizzard, I believe, only to be shot down. And then he ended up joining PopCap. While he was working at Blizzard, though, he had gotten kind of hooked on those tower defense mods for Warcraft 3 that had gotten popular around the time.
Was it, I forget the name of the big one. But yeah, they were definitely a thing. It was a whole subgenre.
Right. Well, there is so many things came from Warcraft 3
Oh, yeah.
mods.
I mean,
Dota being the big thing.
Yeah. Or Defense of the Ancients, as it was, originally, before
Right.
it just became Dota. But it was always fascinating to me that I remember a lot of people buying Warcraft 3, not even to play Warcraft 3. Just to check out the weird mods.
Some
for it.
mod or something.
Anyway.
Yeah. So he said that he had played those mods, and he was trying to think of how to turn Insane Aquarium into a tower defense game.
Mm-hmm.
Originally he came up with the idea of using plants as the towers, presumably sea plants, since it was Insane Aquarium.
Right.
But not necessarily, because who knows. And originally it was going to be versus aliens. And then he said he drew a drawing of a zombie, and he claims it was the perfect zombie. And it therefore inspired him to switch to only zombies. And it's the inspiration for the art that was in the game,
if it was the Plants vs. Zombies zombie, then
basically, yeah.
kind of
It's
is a
prototype
perfect
version of
zombie,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty perfect, yeah.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
Kinda is. Yeah. Not getting that much.
He said the decision to make players choose their seed packets before each mission was based on his experience playing Magic the Gathering with his girlfriend at the time, who was musician Laura Shigehara, who made the soundtrack to the game.
All right, sure.
And the multiple lanes for the game were inspired by Midway's Tapper, which I never made that connection before, and now that I have, I can't unsee it.
Yeah. 100%.
The name Plants vs. Zombies was meant to be a placeholder, but they did end up going with it. Other working titles, which I love all these, were Lawn of the Dead, Residential Evil, and Bloom and Doom.
I'm guessing those first two, they were worried about copyright situations.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So,
and then that last one they ended up using is the brand of the seed packets in the game.
Yeah.
But I do love Residential Evil. That's a good one.
Lawn of the Dead is pretty incredible.
Lawn of the Dead's also pretty great.
Pretty incredible.
They're all great. Anyway, the early prototypes of the game actually had a greater focus on gardening, kind of like in Sanaquarium.
Yeah, or maybe even like the Zen gardening mode that the game unlocks later on.
Garden.
Yeah.
Well, you were supposed to do your gardening in the middle of the tower defense too.
Yeah, I could see why you'd want to extrapolate that out to a separate thing.
You would have to water them and help them grow and everything in order to keep the level going.
Yeah.
But they eventually removed that just because they wanted to make it a little more faster and arcadey. He said an important focus during development was to make the game gradually introduce elements and concepts in a way that beginners would acclimate to new ideas, while still introducing enough variety to allow advanced players to develop strategies. That way, your casual players who didn't understand strategy could just use the same plants the entire game and never actually progress and get better at the game or anything, Justin?
You mean like shitty efficiency-based players that are just going to grind out exactly what works and just not do anything fun or interesting? Is that what you're trying to say, Saturn?
Yeah, that.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I will say, this is kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but I will say that I do appreciate that it's kind of in the tower defense space, which weirdly enough, like obviously PvZ is a tower defense game, but in my head it's not.
It is totally a tower defense game.
Like it absolutely is, but being it just in my head, it's tower defense games are always very, very often have kind of strictly linear upgrade paths where it's like, here's your better thing. And you're going to want to use the better thing when you can. And eventually we're going to make it hard enough that you have to use the better thing.
Or upgrade your thing.
Yeah, and
something.
PvZ is very much like, nah, man, you can kind of just, like, there are moments where you're like, you have to use this thing or this thing for specific counters. But much like Magic the Gathering, weirdly enough, you can sort of get by with whatever loadout you want as long as you're smart about it and have a strategy.
There's that one mode, I don't remember if it's on every version of PvZ or if it's just on console, but there's a mode where you can be forced to use a random selection of seed packets every time. And of course, anytime you replay the adventure after you finish it the first time, they pre-select, I think it's 3 or 5 that you have to use, and then you get to choose the rest. And so you might end up getting stuck with something that's very different than your normal strategy and just have to, acclimate. And I like that. I actually prefer that mode to the base mode that the game gives you.
Really? Interesting.
And then he said that the final product took about 3.5 years to make, of which the first year was the adventure mode. And then they finished the adventure mode and they're like, well, now what do we do? And they spent the next 2.5 years just dealing with balancing and polish and also making more and more mini games.
The amount of content in this game for what is effectively a cheap little throwaway PC game at the time.
Which was $20 at launch, if I remember right.
Is there's a huge amount of shit in this game.
Oh, yeah.
And at its face, it's just like, here's a little kind of goofy tower defense game, which, especially at the time, were a dime a dozen. They were coming out in giant fucking waves of hundreds of tower defense games every week.
I feel like this really pushed that wave, though, because there weren't as many of them. And then Plants vs. Zombies came out and really it kicked off the popularity of the genre.
Yeah, I mean, the second it hit, it became a thing. But it's let's get into the presentation.
Yes.
The game is totes adorbs. Yeah.
Yes.
My favorite thing is there's a bajillion cheat codes, and all they do is put different costumes and mustaches and glasses and stuff on the zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. I always forget about those, but yeah, they are great.
Oh, yeah. I like the one that gives them goofy, like, disco glasses.
Yeah. That's great.
You can also, there's a cheat to turn off them saying brains. In case for whatever reason you're scared they're going to get your brains.
Yeah.
And just it's just a super very cute game.
All the zombies are adorable.
Yeah.
They're stupid looking, and I love it. I appreciate that even though it is technically a horror trope, zombies, they don't lean into that at all. It's all about
No.
being cutesy and dumb looking and goofy. Even like I would say like maybe the creepiest of them is the little imp that comes with the Gargantuar.
He's
And
a little,
even
he's
he's
a little-
kinda cute.
a little gross looking.
Yeah.
It's this was in the phase. This was before we societally decided zombies were old hat and we don't care about them anymore. So
Right.
this is
as that was occurring anyway.
This is kind of in the tail end of the pirates, zombies, ninjas, oh my
Yeah.
god, internet phase
Right.
of culture, which in retrospect was a little embarrassing, but it
Yep.
was quainter times, simpler
Yeah.
times, where we could just get excited about the undead collectively and then blog about it on our Zangas to each other. Anyway,
Our live journals.
I love that it's never even remotely trying to be scary, and the zombies
No.
write you little letters throughout,
Yeah.
and they're just it's like the zombies are idiots.
Yes.
They're cute, stupid idiots.
Yes. I love them.
And so they'll write you letters that are like, "Where your mom and we have meatloaf, and we'll give you the meatloaf if you let us in your house." And it's all
also
in,
you give us your brains.
it's all in like terrible scribbledy, and so it's just fun. It's
Yeah.
very fun, very cutely presented, and the soundtrack is absolutely iconic for me.
Oh yeah.
The
I-
weird
it-
stringy kind of main theme is fantastic.
Oh yeah. The composer Laura Shigehara, she in one of the things I read, she described it as macabre yet goofy.
Oh yeah,
and
totally.
I can't think of a better way to describe really the whole game, but definitely the soundtrack.
Yeah. It's great.
I do want to say the visual design for this game is incredibly cohesive,
Uh-huh.
which I don't always bring up in games, but a lot of games do that fine. But I do have to bring it up here because I've played the sequels
Yeah.
and they aren't.
Yeah.
They just feel like a bunch of assets just kind of pushed together, but this doesn't feel that way. Everything feels like it fits. The art style is just so perfect for everything they are trying to do. And I love it.
Yeah. It's nice. It's one of those things that you don't notice that you feel until you play the later games.
Something that doesn't have
and
it.
you don't feel it, and you're like, "Oh, this
Right.
is just kind of shit smushed in there."
Yeah.
Um,
I do also want to point out that the when the game released, the dancing zombie was a little Michael Jackson Thriller zombie,
okay, yeah,
and then they had to change that after his death because they felt it was inappropriate to
Yeah.
have a Michael Jackson zombie right after Michael Jackson died.
they went for more of a Saturday Night Fever disco zombie
yeah.
sort of vibe after that. Yeah,
Yeah, which you can still if you can find the oldest version of the game, it does still have that. That was the version that I bought. It still had the Michael Jackson zombie in it. It wasn't until like a year later that they ended up changing that.
yeah.
And then I think all of the console ports have the dancing zombie because they all came out after that.
Yeah.
But
Let's talk gameplay.
yes.
It is, as you might have guessed, a tower defense game. It is in real time. There is no prep phase like a lot of tower
Right.
defense games have. It's you
Yeah.
you jump in and you are immediately building plants to ward off zombies in a 5-lane defensive formation.
Yeah, you get a couple of seconds at the beginning to put like a sunflower down,
Yeah.
and then it'll tell you the zombies are coming, and that's when the action starts.
Plants are purchased using sunlight that falls during, from the sky during the day, or is
Yeah.
harvested from sunflowers or sun shrooms if you are in a nighttime level, which we'll talk more about.
Right.
And there are 5 sets of 10 stages.
Yes.
And this is not including mini games.
Right.
But let's
Well,
get
it does include the mini games.
Oh, does it?
Mini games are one of the stages. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess they would be. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. You start off on your lawn during the daytime. This is the standard PvZ gameplay. It's just 5 straight lanes. There's really no complications.
No.
I think before this set of levels is over, you get tombstones blocking some areas, or maybe is that later?
No, that's in nighttime.
That's the nighttime one. All right.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the wide open field where you sort of learn the ropes of the game before it begins complicating things.
And your first time through adventure mode, it even starts you with only a single lane on the first level.
Yeah,
And then
and
it
then
eventually
widens it
gives
out
you 2
slowly.
more, and then
Yeah.
you finally get all 5. If you replay the adventure, you always have 5 lanes from
Yeah.
the beginning.
Which then takes you into, after you beat those 10 levels and then do the mini game level that's accompanying it, you go into the lawn at nighttime, which the complication here is that there's no sunlight. So there's not the automatic sunlight falling from the sky.
You have to plant a sunflower or sunshroom in order to get any sun.
Yes. And it introduces mushrooms, which are only active at night, and introduces a whole slew of mushrooms. And we'll talk more about all the different plants later. This is when mushrooms come in. I hate mushrooms. I dislike using them. I use them as little as possible, and I cannot wait
at night, I exclusively use them.
I cannot wait to get out of the night stages to stop using mushrooms. The
most powerful plant in the entire game is the gloom shroom. It will fuck things up.
That's the big fat one that does like a little purple shotgun blast looking thing, right?
Well, that's the fume shroom, but you upgrade him into the gloom shroom when you get the upgrade packet. And then he attacks 360 degrees around himself.
Oh, wow.
And he hits like 4 or 5 bursts at once, and each one is as powerful as like 3 or 4 peas. So if an enemy is standing next to him, either because there's a walnut or a garlic or something there blocking him, and he gets hit by the fume shroom, even the like football zombies fall down almost immediately.
Oh.
It's great.
This takes us into Backyard Daytime, which has the addition of a pool. So your two middle lanes become pools. And you now
don't have your lawnmowers there.
Yeah, you don't have lawnmowers. You can buy an upgrade that gives you little pool vacuums. Yeah, that will protect you. We didn't even say your back line, it can get hit one time. So if the zombies get all the way through your lane, they'll hit a lawnmower that will then go off and clear out that lane. So I've relied on that quite a few times to be like, all right, I'm just going to give up that lane.
I bet since you never use any real strategy.
Hey, look, all right, I got a strategy. I beat the game. I like the pool. I like the pool better than the addition of nighttime. My problem with nighttime is it becomes this thing where, like, instead of having new, different, or upgraded plants, I just have sort of different sets of plants. Does that make sense?
They feel different enough that I like it.
I mean, they are.
I'm also someone who really enjoys when a game forces me to change up my strategy and learn new things, though. So I really like the shift to mushrooms and just using that differently for a little bit.
For me, they don't feel different enough, and they also feel they're kind of inherently less powerful. Obviously, they're cheaper. That's the whole thing with the mushrooms is that, especially the lower end mushrooms, even the basic attack mushroom is free.
Right.
So it gives you a different kind of economic strategy, but it just feels like they're just kind of worse than sunflowers and pea shooters to me when I play it.
I have also challenged myself to finish entire levels with just the basic mushrooms during the day.
Yeah.
And that's always an interesting challenge. That one's rough.
I like the pool. I think the pool adds just enough. You have to now
hate the dolphins so much.
The dolphins are annoying. You have to build lily pads to plant your plants on top of. You do get aquatic plants later, but not for a while.
You get the sea shroom and you get the cattail.
Little tangle thing,
And the tangle kelp,
Yeah. But I like the addition of just different terrain. It gives you different zombies to worry about. It gives you different sets of plants to worry about. I liked that. I thought it was cool and adds so it's just enough a wrench into things where you have to kind of build a little differently.
Right.
Which takes us into Backyard Nighttime, which then introduces
the fog level.
I think the fog's dumb. Yeah. They introduce fog that obscures a little over the first half of the lanes. So you can't tell.
It gradually becomes more of it as you get deeper into the chapter.
So you can't tell where the zombies are coming from, and they introduce plants that either get rid of the fog or light up the fog.
Your fan and your lantern.
I used them exactly one time and was like, it's not economically worth me seeing what's happening because my strategy doesn't change. I still build out the best defense I can, and then so
it's really just wasting sun to build those things. Like the first time that I played the fog levels, I used them. But after that, I was like, no, I'll just wing it. And if I absolutely need it, I'll use a squash or a jalapeno or something to save myself some time. But
we haven't talked about it, but some plants are single use. You just use them and then they go off and they go away. And I think it's usually good to have one of those in your loadout for kind of a money sink for when you're late in the level and you're like, I got 500 million monies, but I'm built out. I have no build slots left.
See, I'll use we'll get to strategy in a minute.
But for the fog levels, there was the one fog plant that's single use that clears the fog for a little while. I used that for a couple levels, but even then I was like, I don't build any different seeing where they're coming from. I still just build the same thing because it's
I will
nighttime, so I
sometimes.
can slap down the free mushrooms fast enough to basically fill all 5 lanes and take basic
Right.
zombies pretty much immediately.
I'll plan my lanes based on what is coming. So it is helpful, but it's not helpful enough that I'll spend the sunlight on it.
The final set levels is the roof, which is my favorite.
Yes.
I love
Yeah,
the
I do
roof.
love the roof
It
levels.
angles things.
Yeah, so you have to
Um,
use catapults.
You have to use catapults or build close enough to the slope of the roof that you can shoot, across the roof.
I won't do that.
Oh, I always do that. My strategy was build catapults out and then do the little star. What are the star plants?
Yeah, the star fruits.
As soon as I hit the curve of the roof where they could shoot over it, that was a line of star fruits and then a line of extra tall walnuts in front of them. And I went
Yeah,
through.
I just use catapults because they're friggin' powerful.
I went through all 10 levels like that. Just it was a level of cabbage pults, a level of corn catapults, and then a row of the star fruits. And then that was
I would
it.
start with the cabbage and the corn, and then I would slowly replace my cabbage with melons, and then eventually replace those with frost melons if I've got the upgrade.
I did not get melons. I think you get melons like halfway through the roof levels. I
Yeah,
want to
something
say
like that.
I did start using melons, but I would build out cabbages and then dig them up and replace them with melons as I got
Yeah.
more economically sound. But
Right.
roof levels are really fun. The roof levels are also really big on like attacking your back lane. Plants have to go into pots too, so now
Right.
you have to build a pot before you can ever put a plant down, and it makes building a little more planning oriented. You really got to sort of plan what you're doing.
And then you got the bungee zombies that'll fuck you up.
Just
if you
come
don't,
yank plants. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. And so I really like the roof stages, especially coming from Backyard Night where the fog was kind of lame, and I mostly just ignored it. It was really cool to really shake things up.
Yeah.
And I like the roof a lot.
But the fog level does have the zombonis in it though.
It does, and those are cool. I
Yeah.
like those. I don't know that we need to go through every single plant, but I think
Right.
it's worth talking about some plants.
Yeah.
You have 2 sun generation plants, sunflower and sunshroom. They both make sun. The sunflower you can buy an upgrade at Dave's shop, and the sunshroom they start tiny and they grow big, but they cost half as much as the sunflowers.
And when they're tiny, they only give 15 sun per, and when they get big, they give the regular 25 sun per. And if you don't collect every single 15, then your sun counter is off the whole rest of the game.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yep. It's probably worth mentioning Crazy Dave, who we should probably put out there because
he's your neighbor.
He's your neighbor,
the one who provides all the plants.
He is kind of a caricature of mentally ill people, which is probably not super kosher today, but it's also so cartoonish that it's not really offensive as much as it is like, maybe let's not make fun of people for being mentally unwell. But he's like, wears a pot on his head and speaks gibberish and makes weird gibberish noises. It's pretty Looney
But he's
Tunes.
also like the helpful protagonist character. So he's always painted in a good light. And he seemed to have been prepared for the zombie apocalypse more than anyone else.
And he does get kidnapped at the very end of the game, and you never actually see him recovered, I don't think.
Yeah, you do.
Do you?
During the music at the end.
Okay, good. I must have looked away for it then. I was concerned about Crazy Dave's crazy disposition at the end of the game there.
No, he was fine.
So yeah, he does have a shop, and he'll sell you upgrades. You can get things like more seed slots to have more plants in the level, certain special upgrades to plants like double sunflowers and
I've got a list of all the upgrades here.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah.
It's on the next
Repeater
page
to
there.
Gatling Pea, Sunflower to Twin Sunflower, Fume Shroom to Gloom Shroom, Lily Pad to Cattail, which I never got that one.
Oh, Cattail's a good one.
Melon Pulp to Winter Melon, I never got that one either.
So the cattail, instead of being a lily pad, so you can't put a plant on it anymore, but now it is an offensive plant on its own that shoots heat-seeking weapons that'll hit any lane.
Very good. Well,
so you just put some of those in the back, and they also pop balloons too.
Wouldn't zombies not be hot? They'd be cold.
Fair. It's zombie seeking. There you go. But yeah, the winter melon is the same as a melon pult, so it's still splash damage and it's still powerful.
Sure.
But it also freezes things like a snow pea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I always just lined up corn catapults with my catapults, and they would slow things down enough.
Yeah, slow it down just enough. Yeah.
Your kind of standard offensive plant is the pea shooter kind of upgrade line: pea shooter to snow pea to repeater to three-peater to split pea to starfruit. You've got the explosives, which are kind of single-use explosives There's a
Right.
bunch of them. Potato mine, cherry bomb. The chomper is kind of, it's not a single use, it's a multi-use,
Right.
but it kills a zombie in
It
one
has
go.
it has a long cooldown though.
My favorite were the defensive plants, the walnut, the tall nut, which is the tall walnut, and then
Yeah.
the pumpkin, which lets you add defensive pumpkin armor to any of your
Yes.
plants, which I used pretty extensively.
Oh yeah.
And I as soon as I get walnuts, I use them in every level. I have a whole row of walnuts every time. It's just kind of how I standard play the game.
Yeah, I'll usually do either tall nuts or pumpkins at the front line.
Yeah.
But just depends.
There's all the mushrooms, which are kind of just mushroom variants of non-mushrooms. Probably don't need to go through all of them, but then we get the weird.
They're a little different. The Scaredy
They are.
Shroom, which is your long range one,
That one
but it also
hides.
hides whenever something gets close. So it's a little different.
There's the weird specialty purpose stuff. I used very few of these. The Hypno Shroom I almost
Yeah.
never used. It makes a zombie
Never
attack
used
other
that.
zombies. The Ice Shroom, never used
Never
that.
used that really.
Gravebuster I used because the
Oh yeah,
grave
clears out the lane so that you can actually put something.
Yeah, they would block me. Lily pad, obviously, you kind of have to use.
Right.
Cactus, the game kind of makes you use because of aerial enemies.
Unless you have cattails, you can use that instead,
Well,
or
I
you can
didn't
use
have
the blover.
cattails.
The blover will just knock them off the screen, so
That's
you don't
true.
even have to pop
Yeah.
their balloon.
But then the cactus also work as regular attackers, so I figured they were dual
Right.
purpose, and I used them pretty extensively in levels
Yeah.
that had balloon zombies.
Yeah, cactus is a good back row thing.
Garlic-
Either that or the one pea shooter that shoots backwards. I'll either put that or the cactus at the back.
I thought about adding garlic to my loadout just to funnel zombies into fewer lanes, but I ended up not doing it.
There's a mini game mode called Last Stand
Mhm.
that is just a super difficult lawn level with a shitload of zombies in it, but you start out with 5,000 sun, but
Oh,
you don't get
shit.
any more.
Yeah.
And I will always use garlic in that level and fume shrooms. And I've got a loadout that is basically impenetrable, and I can fill it half with marigold, so I just collect a shitload of money the whole time.
Yeah, forget about the money generating plants. I never really bothered
Yeah.
with them because I was just playing the campaign, and you don't really
Right,
want to
right.
waste,
Yeah.
your economy on money because you can go play mini games and puzzles and get tons of money pretty
Exactly.
quickly doing that. But yeah, never
Yep.
really thought about that. There are the hazard ones, tangle kelp and spikeweed. I used tangle kelp a little bit. Spikeweed I
Yeah.
did never use.
I love spikeweed.
The spikeweed damages zombies that go over it, but also pops tires on vehicle
On
zombies.
Zombies. Yeah.
But usually those would be destroyed before they got past
Oh,
my
yeah.
line anyway, so I wasn't too worried about
I like
them.
having front lines of spike rock and walnuts. That
Mhm.
way they just sit there and are trying to attack the walnut while they're being continually damaged by the spikeweed. And for most zombies, it'll kill them without even ever having to shoot at them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize it would stack like that. I thought they would
Oh,
hit it
yeah.
and it would be like, no, that's just one thing and they're
Nope.
done.
They just keep on taking damage as long as they're standing on it.
What other plants do we want to go over? There's the
I think
catapults.
that's just about everything.
They're catapults
mentioned
for
those,
the
yeah.
roof level. That's kind of about it. I guess it brings us to zombies. I don't know that we want to go through all these zombies. Some of them
No.
are really fun. Obviously, there's zombies of different strengths and speeds and types to try to get over
Right.
your defenses. They introduce balloon zombies, so you need anti-air. They introduce zombies that can go to the back, dig to the back of your line and attack
Yep.
forward. So you have to have things that attack multiple directions. Standard,
Yep.
game design stuff to make you use different
Or
plants.
you don't have to use the backward attacking ones. You can just put a potato mine in there, and they'll hit it while they're still underground digging and explode.
Oh, will they? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you have a
Oh.
potato mine in the middle, since it's underground,
Yeah.
they'll hit it while they're digging and pop.
Yeah, usually by the mid game, I'd quit using potato mines for the most part.
Yeah.
And so I guess I didn't realize that when I used bombs, it would be cherry bombs or jalapenos because.
And see, I because I played all those levels where it forces you to use certain things,
Yeah.
it caused me to play around with stuff a lot more, and I learned all kinds of weird strategies.
I like the bobsled team zombies just because
that one's a good one.
it's so dumb.
I love the zombie bobsled team.
What else? Jack in the Box zombie is pretty funny.
I hate the Jack in the Box zombie. That
Oh,
guy's a piece of shit.
he sucks, but he's funny.
Yeah.
The most annoying zombie for me is the old man with the newspaper, and when you hit him,
Yeah.
he drops his newspaper and gets mad and starts running. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. Really late game, you get Gargantuar and Imp, which is kind of
Yeah.
a Master Blaster situation. And he will just mow right through your whole fucking
yeah.
line.
Yeah.
It's brutal. And then he releases the
I-
Imp that attacks your back line.
Right. I try to keep a squash and a jalapeno on hand for him, just so that I can. Because if you hit him with both immediately, he dies right away.
He's only in, I think, 2 levels in the campaign.
Yeah, he's only a few at the end, but when you replay the campaign, he shows up more often, as well as
okay.
in several of the mini games. He shows up.
In the campaign, he showed up twice, and the first time I was like, I wasn't prepared for this guy. I didn't know he was going to be that
Yeah.
powerful. I'm just
Oh,
going to
yeah.
let my lawnmower get him. The second time
you
it did get
can,
him, though.
assuming that the imp doesn't already take out your lawnmower.
True. In my case, the lawnmower did get him. I don't remember. I think the imp died. I think the imp got killed by the star fruits, and then he made it through the whole line. But it's a lot of levels, and I don't know if I remember specifically. What other zombies? Snorkel zombie.
I like the Yeti.
The Yeti's pretty good.
Yeah, you only see him briefly in one level, and you basically have to freeze him in order to kill him because he runs away immediately. But it's still adorable that there's a zombie Yeti.
After each set of levels, you have a mini game level where it's sort of like conveyor belts plants for you to plant.
Yeah, there's too many games per level. There's one at stage 5 and one at stage 10, and 10 is usually the conveyor belt.
And then at the end of the game, you have to fight Dr. Zomboss. You get another zombie letter, and it's written in perfect cursive and fancy words. And it's this big, gigantic, screen-filling zombie boss battle that you do, which I'm kind of upset that there's only really one boss battle because it was really fun.
Right? Yeah.
But it's he obviously shows up and he brings a bunch of zombies, and it's a conveyor belt level where you're having to build and try to kill him, and he'll show up and lower this big robot monster head of this giant mecha zombie he's on,
right,
and shoot either fire or ice, and you have to lay down a plant of the opposite type to counteract whatever fire or ice ball that he's shooting out, which I thought was really fun.
And he also occasionally just clubs the ground and takes out a half dozen.
Yeah, he'll
plants
take
at
out
once.
a ton of your shit. At one point, he throws a Winnebago that like crushes 2 of your lanes.
It's Crazy Dave's Winnebago.
Oh, it is,
the
isn't
one the
it?
shop has run out of. Yeah,
It is. It didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
It was a really fun boss, but I was really bummed there weren't more boss battles like that.
There's
it was so cool.
There's a mini game that's Dr. Zomboss's Revenge, which is just a harder version of it.
Yeah, we should talk mini games. There's a few of them. There's Walnut Bowling, which is literally just bowling with walnuts.
Yeah.
Zombies come at you, and you have to bowl them away.
Yep.
Whack-a-Zombie is Whack-a-Zombie. You got whack the zombies.
You got a little hammer, and you just attack them.
Big Trouble Little Zombie, I don't remember.
It's you just have teeny tiny zombies.
Oh yeah, little tiny shrunk down baby zombies.
Yeah.
Vasebreaker I loved, and I love that it was a standalone puzzle mode where you get a bunch of vases and you break them, and they'll either have a plant or a zombie.
Yeah.
And if you break them too fast, you'll have a
sunlight.
flood of zombies, but if you get unlucky, you won't get the plants you need. I think it's just cool.
Yeah.
Kind of real-time puzzle mode.
Right.
The mini games, I didn't unlock all the mini games, so I'm just going to let you kind of cover the mini games you really enjoyed, because there's a whole separate mini game and puzzle section that you unlock them by playing the main game, and you find these little presents that unlock these extra modes.
Right.
And some of them are kind of phoned in, but then other ones are really, really fun. I think Slot Machine I unlocked like 6 or 7 of them, but I think Slot Machine might have been my favorite one. I really liked that one a lot.
I like the iZombie one.
Okay.
Where you have a bunch of cardboard cutout plants on the map, and you have to place zombies to go attack them.
I love because Dave's like, I told him that I would help the zombies get good at getting brains, but I don't want to endanger real plants, so he gives you cardboard cutout plants to attack.
It's adorable.
I did like that.
It's so good. I like that one. Begooled is good. It's basically Bejeweled, but you have plants instead of jewels. And every time you make a match, your plants disappear and new plants fall in from the top. So if a zombie is in the middle of eating something and you match it, it'll disappear and a new plant will come in, and that one might kill the zombie faster. And it's ridiculous. They also have Begooled Twist, which is just the same thing but Bejeweled Twist.
Yeah, I didn't unlock that one. Now I got to go unlock.
That's good. That's good. There's also Zombiquarium, which is just Insane Aquarium but with zombies. There's Seeing Stars, which is you have to plant star fruits in the shape of a star fruit. but you're still playing Plants vs. Zombies in the meantime, so
Right.
you're having to avoid this giant gap in the middle of the map where you have to plant your starfruit while still defending your house.
Right.
So it's a lot of time management. There's Bobsled Bonanza, which is just a shitload of zombie
Zombies,
bobsleds. Last Stand, which is my favorite one. That's the one I was telling you about earlier, where you start with 5,000 sun but never get any additional sun, and you have to last 5 different stampedes of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them are pretty fun. It's worth messing around with all of them. Some of them, again, are kind of meh,
Yeah.
but they're still interesting.
There's so fucking many of them that like even
Oh.
half of them suck. It's still a shitload of fun, cool modes.
Zombotany is one where the zombies have plant heads.
Oh yeah.
So there's like a pea shooter
They do
zombie, so
plant
it'll
attacks.
shoot at you while it's walking.
Yes.
And that one's it's rough, but it's neat.
It really makes you think way differently.
Oh yeah.
I like
And
that
it's
one a
clear
lot.
that they spent so much development time on these mini games, because really half of the game is the mini games, and if you haven't played them, you're missing out on a lot of the content.
My only frustration is you have to very slowly unlock all the mini
Right.
games. Like I completed
Now-
the whole campaign and I unlocked like 6 of them, 7 of them.
Once you get Last Stand, you can grind out money so fast that everything else is fast.
Yeah. That's. I don't think I have Last Stand, so I'd have to get that.
Yeah, that's the one you have
first,
to get to.
you know.
I think you have to play adventure mode twice to unlock everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the second adventure mode is a little bit harder than the first one, but it's still, it's Plants vs. Zombies, so it's fun.
Yeah. Let's talk reception. This game was extremely critically praised. It was on almost every platform it came out on. It was a hit in some regard.
And it's notable because at the time that this came out, prior PopCap games, were generally praised, but a lot of the critical reviews were like, "This is fun for a casual game."
Yeah, it's the thing
Like,
I do for half an hour.
This is the game your grandma will enjoy, but it's a good one of that. But when this came out, a lot of those same critics were like, no, this is actually good. You need to play this. I don't care if you want to play casual games or not. This is one you need to play.
Yeah.
So it was nice that it got the attention that it did.
Yeah. As far as legacy, they unfortunately, there's been like 6 or 7 Plants vs. Zombies games,
Mhm.
and I
Wow.
don't know that a single one of them has been.
Good, except for this.
I don't even, because this is the frustrating part. It's not even like it's like Peggle Knights where it's like, it's good. I don't think it's as good as regular Peggle. It's like, oh no, these all suck.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is PVZ came out right at that time that it was a good mobile phone option and a good mobile phone hit right when like iOS was kind of kicking off.
Well, it came out originally. It wasn't even a mobile game. It was a
It was a
game.
PC game, but it got ported to iOS pretty quickly.
A year later, yeah.
And then was, I think, just a really good fit for touchscreens, just in
Right,
general.
absolutely, yeah.
And so I think it made what I feel like is it came out and they said, oh, this fits touchscreens really good. This is a mobile franchise now.
Well, the thing is, it did well on PC, and then a year later they ported it to mobile. It did well on mobile, and then a year later they were bought by EA.
Yeah.
And EA
this is
was
the
like,
problem.
we need a mobile-first studio, and now you are it.
Yeah, because PVZ2 was iOS and Android only.
Yes, exclusive. And
Only
same with
ever released on
PVZ3.
those. Yeah, and PVZ3, for people that don't know, PVZ3 was the last fucking year.
Yeah.
They still are making these games. They won't stop.
And also, PVZ2 and 3 are both just microtransaction fueled cash grabs.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're not good games.
No.
They are trash games, and they are filled with microtransactions. Also, in 2014, EA delisted the mobile versions of Plants vs. Zombies so that they could re-release it as a microtransaction-filled,
Yup.
ad-filled cash grab.
Yeah. I will say there is the spin-off series Garden Warfare, which is not really super acclaimed, but people enjoyed
Yeah.
it. It was
Yeah,
like,
it's cute. I don't know if it's great, but it's
yeah, I know the sequel was pretty like both of them were enjoyed. People liked them.
There's 3 of them.
Is there 3 of them?
There's 3 Garden Warfare games.
Oh
yes.
my god.
And the thing is, it does get some attention because it is kind of a team squad shooter game
Yeah.
that is not actual shooting, so that it's appropriate for more ages.
Right.
So I'll give it credit for that. But it's not Plants vs. Zombies.
No. Honestly, it feels like one of those games that they really threw the kitchen sink at developing this. I mean, it is so chock full of mini games and puzzles and modes and zombies and plants and unlocks and this and that and this and that and Zen gardening, which we didn't even talk about, and all this stuff that if you make a sequel, like, what even are you going to fucking add? Like, you kind of did it, man. Make something else, you know?
Well, when Plants vs. Zombies 2 first came out on mobile, it did have a lot of good ideas, and then they immediately ripped all of them out and tried to resell them to people who had already bought them.
Yeah. It also spawned a comic book series.
Really?
Yeah, Dark Horse Comics published Plants vs. Zombies.
Huh.
And it was a thing for a while. There was also talks of a movie.
I can't imagine that would have been
that was allegedly going to be done by DreamWorks. Probably,
honestly, I could see it. It's cutesy enough.
If they made a fucking emoji movie, I can see a Plants vs. Zombies movie. My concern is I'm pretty sure it probably would have been Garden Warfare Plants vs. Zombies,
right?
Not Plants vs. Zombies, Plants vs. Zombies.
Now, I do want to mention that George Fan, the actual director of the game, the guy who'd made it, he left PopCap during the development of PvZ2 because he did not like the direction EA was taking the series.
Shocking.
And he has since formed his own company and released his own game called Octogeddon. And I hear it's adorable, but I haven't gotten around to buying it yet.
Oh, I feel like I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me...
And it's on Steam, and I think it might also be on mobile.
I have seen this.
It's Steam and Switch is what it's on.
This is the thing where it's like a shmup, but you just like latch a bunch of parts onto a thing. And it looks fun.
Onto an octopus,
That looks fun. Plants vs. Zombies has been, like so many PopCap properties, kind of been a real tragedy.
Yeah. Really, like most things EA buys.
Yeah, it was. And I guess we're getting into final thoughts. It's so much fun. It's thankfully still available on Steam. I think it's like $5.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
I bought it on Steam so long ago that I have no idea.
Let's see. PvZ Game of the Year Edition. It's $4.99.
I think it was like the second thing that I bought on Steam after Portal 2.
It is overwhelmingly positive reviews, 129,000 reviews.
Yeah.
It's still there. You can still buy it. So at least EA has left this version up. I'm honestly, the only thing I can think of is they fucking forgot that it's still there. But it's still there. You can still.
Or they don't want to put in the
Steam.
money to microtransaction it.
Now I'll say this: it hasn't been updated in any way in years and years and years. Like it runs in like 800 by 600 resolution. But also it'll run on fucking anything. It's basically a Flash game.
Right.
So you can still purchase the original game. So I'm glad that it's still available at least.
And you should.
Yeah,
because
you should.
It's good.
And it's
don't play the mobile version anymore. They ruined it.
Yeah, if you can get the one of the console ports, they're probably as good as they were.
Yeah, the Xbox version is good, and it still plays on modern Xbox consoles. EA did make it backwards compatible.
But like everything else EA touches, it's the King Midas of shit. You know.
Yep.
They touched it and it turned into garbage. I think again, and we talked about it on our PopCap episode. So and I don't want to rehash all of that, but basically. PopCap was too perfectly, like you said, poised to be the mobile first developer.
Yeah.
And they were just going to get chewed up by that industry no matter what. And it's really frustrating that it crushed out so many cool ideas, so many cool creators, so many cool franchises.
What's frustrating is PopCap themselves released it on mobile and released it as a full game.
Yeah.
That you could just purchase and then own. And I did. And then EA showed up and they're like, no, we can't let that happen.
Yeah, none of this.
That's not profitable enough.
None of this, please. Yeah.
And in fact, the version that I bought back then, I can't play on my phone anymore. It's not compatible with newer versions of Android. EA refuses to update it. They instead suggest that even though I bought it, I just get the free-to-play version and deal with all their bullshit in it.
Yeah, it's really frustrating to see.
Thanks, EA.
I will say, and we said on our episode, not all, but a lot of the original PopCap games are still available on Steam, so you can still.
Absolutely.
You got your Bejeweleds and your Zumas and your Chuzzles and your other made-up fucking words.
Zumas and
Insane Aquarium's still on there, still fun as shit. runs in garbage resolution, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it for Plants vs. Zombies. If you haven't played it, outstanding game.
Yeah.
Outstandingly fun. I think the campaign drags at a couple points, but overall, just a really fun real-time tower defense game. And it really does scratch both those parts of my brain that tower defense and real-time strategy games do.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend, especially for $4.99. Like go
It's
get
a
it.
no-brainer.
It's good.
Yeah.
It'll run on if it's a computer, it'll run on it. I promise.
Yeah.
You can even turn on 3D acceleration in the menu. It'll run great. I promise it will. So.
It does not matter if you could not upgrade from Windows XP. You can still
I was
play
about to
Plants
say, you
vs.
could
Zombies.
probably, if you still had an XP machine, I'll bet you if you could get Steam installed, it'll run.
I played it on plenty of XP machines back in the day.
Hey, like the Steam runtime would be the problem, not Plants vs.
right?
Zombies. That would
Yeah.
that would be your issue. Just outstandingly fun strategy game. We don't get cute, fun strategy stuff like this often anymore, and so it's
That's unfortunate.
it's been sad to see the industry pivot away from this stuff.
Right.
Or rather, let me phrase it differently. It was sad to see the industry purchase all of this, kill it with mobile, and then go, I guess that doesn't make enough money, and then leave.
Yeah. Fortunately, there are still indie developers who are trying to recapture this kind of magic.
Yeah.
And you should support them.
Yeah, go check out George Fan's Octageddon.
Yep.
Apparently, he had another game after, because I was looking up his thing called Hard Hat Wombat. It came out a couple years ago.
Nice.
So apparently he also did AI programming on Diablo 3.
Weird.
Didn't know that. But yeah, you can go check out his stuff. I can't vouch for it because I haven't played Octageddon or Hard Hat Wombat, but if they're half as good as Plants vs. Zombies, then they'd still be fantastic games.
Oh my God, Hard Hat Wombat looks like it's a Solomon's Key style game where you play as a wombat in a hard hat.
No. I like that
think I might
neither
have to
one
get
of us
this.
looked up the games he's made since then for the show.
I had looked up Octageddon. I just haven't played it. It's been on my wish list forever.
Hard Hat Wombat does look cute as shit.
Yeah, I had not looked up this one. This is oh my God, and he throws poo.
Anyway,
He makes his blocks out of poo.
his
Anyway,
company is called All Yes Good, which I
Yes.
love.
Yeah, it's a good
And
name.
so go check out their stuff. You can also go check out our stuff.
What?
Patreon.com/Retro Warriors, where we got MP3s you can fucking download.
We'll also make things out of poo.
Yeah, we'll make the immediate promise that we'll craft things out of our own shit, just out of the gate. Is this what you want? If you like jokes like that, you'll enjoy our show Talking Wizards that Saturn's not on, but Andrew is.
True.
And it's
Yeah.
it's a trip. I think the last episode was entitled Get Donkeyed. Because
There's some great AI art of that in the Talking Wizards chat in our Discord too.
Andrew casually dropped on me mid-show. What did he say? He said, I was thinking, Justin, and you strike me as the kind of person that would go to the Donkey Island from the Pinocchio movie, not for the gambling and the booze, but to get turned into a donkey, because that's the part that would excite you. And it was so
I could see that.
fucking funny and off the wall that I thought he was doing a bit. I was like, surely this is a bit or a quote from something. And he was like, no, I just legitimately had this thought that you would go to that island just to get turned into a donkey instead of going for all the booze and debauchery. And I was like, I think I fucking would go there to get turned into a donkey if I knew that I could do that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, you would get donkeyed.
And anyway, we want to thank the following patrons for their kind donations, starting with James Marks,
And a very angry donation.
Norman,
FreeCodeCamp.org, Quincy Larson.
Matthew Davis,
Tamachan87.
Nicholas Grind,
Stranger Alps.
Kazin the Mage.
And Nick Scheides.
They gave us money. They gave us money, and we gave them MP3s. That's the transaction.
We gave them content because we're content creators.
Oh, I don't want to be that. No, please. I'll
No.
just be a podcaster. I don't want to be a fucking
Right.
content creator. Oh my God. I can't think of a more like late stage capitalism commodification
Right.
of creative efforts than calling stuff I make content. Oh, kill me.
All right.
Just fucking kill me.
We'll make content out of our poo.
Yeah, I got some fucking content for you.
We got some fiber content.
These little wombat shit cubes I made. They're content. We gotta end the show. It's getting real weird and it's 1 a.m. and
Yeah.
I'm tired. But thank you very much for listening. We'll be
Yes.
back next week. And as always, let us cling together.